Where's Sayori X-Protect? Where's that?
I guess it's technically the one where she's hugging him.
Oh, okay.
They put this because he's not in these pictures.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I was like, oh no, they left out Sayori.
Sayori. Why'd you say it like that?
They left out Sayori.
Sayori. You Sayori. All right, so I was like, I want to make some DDLC content. How would I do it? Tier list time.
This is your solution.
Yeah, fucking. I mean, honestly though, I also do it now. I didn't do it because I needed DDLC thing. I didn't do it because I needed DDLC content. I cannot talk. I didn't do it because I didn't need DDLC content. I did it because I saw other people were doing this on like other things. I saw it in Discord, and I wanted to do it because I thought it'd be funny. And also, I can give my opinions on these. This might start some violence though.
Good.
Because this might make people
I
hate
want
me.
violence.
Also, I'm gonna get rid of like better as friends because technically I think all of them are better as friends if I quote unquote hate it. So I'm just gonna delete better as friends because by default I think all of these are better as friends. I think they're all better as friends in my opinion. Well, in terms of the girls. we'll get to the OTP. Am I gonna have an OTP? Do I have one?
One true pairing.
Am I gonna have that? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let me start this off. Let's go a little interesting. Let's go in reverse order. So fucking. I'm assuming this is polyamory with the Act 3. It's fucking the default girls without Monica. Hate it. I don't know. To me, that's disgusting. I don't want that. That's gross.
Disgusting.
That's gross. Like, what is polyamory? Like, I don't know. Also, I just want to clarify, if you ship any of these, that is fine. You know, good power on you. I don't hate you if you do. This is my opinion, obviously. But, like, no, I don't like the fucking polyamory ship. And I might as well just put the one that has Monica in there, too. Because, yeah, no, that's gross. Sayori and MC. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna... a little spicy a little here, huh? A little spicy one here. So... I'm one of the few that are under the belief that I don't think Sayori and MC really work sometimes. Mainly due to the fact that a lot of base DDLC seems to kind of show that MC treats Sayori as he views her as a friend, you know? Like, it feels like the whole point of DDLC is that you're supposed to ignore Sayori. You're supposed to just see her as a friend, and you're supposed to get closer to Yuri or Natsuki, so that when Sayori kills herself, you're like, oh my god! And then you're like, this was my fault. It's because I ignored her, you know? Like, it feels like that was the whole point of that little, like, character arc. Like, that little, like, character interaction. So, even if Sayori does like MC, I don't feel like MC likes Sayori back. Like, and it really feels like Sayori's route in the base game is just, like, an extra one just to be, you know, an extra choice, obviously. But, like, it does not feel like it. So, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say I dislike it. I guess I'm... See, I wouldn't use the word dislike. I guess I'd just say, I don't know, not really. So, like, I don't... like, well, because I don't want to say I'm neutral on it. Because, like, I do think slightly down of it. I just don't, like, it has a one negative to it, because I don't really, I don't have full faith in it, honestly. I feel like they are much better as just best friends. I can never really get behind them as a romantic, like, couple, because to me, it always feels like MC just sees Sayori as the best friend he had since childhood, you know? And I get it, that's supposed to be childhood friend trope, and that you fall in love with your childhood friend, but I'm talking about how I don't really see Monica, Sayori, and MC together. It's like, I get it's supposed to be childhood friend trope, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like MC doesn't see it. It seems like the game pushes you to where MC doesn't see her that way. So, like I said, I didn't want to name it dislike. I don't know what to name this, because I'm a little less than neutral on MC and Sayori, but I wouldn't want to say I dislike it. I'll say don't see it. How about that? I don't see it. There you go. As Sayori and MC, I don't see it. I'm sorry. Monica and Yuri, I definitely don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't... Like, okay, so I will also say this. I'm using the side stories for the girls, mind you, because if you want my opinion on the ships with the base game, no to all of them.
Yeah.
Like, none of them work in the base game. I don't think Natsuki and Yuri work in the base game. I don't think Monica and Yuri work in the, like, I don't think any of them work in the base game, because clearly they do not all have that much good compatibility with each other in the base game. They're way better in the side stories, but even with the side stories, I still feel I will give my opinion on their side story interactions. So, Monica and Yuri, I don't know, I don't see it. Like, I feel like so here's my problem. I'm just gonna say this now. A lot of the Monica ships, can I just like get them and just put this? Let me just put the Monica ships with the girls. I'm gonna put them all in. I don't see it, and this is why. My problem with shipping Monica with a lot of these is Monica feels like the dynamic she has with these girls a lot of the time is like of the chaperone. Or like the mom of the group. Like, it feels like she's the one they all look up to, you know, and she like, tries to make sure everybody's okay. Like, she feels like she's the big sister of the group, and everybody, like, you know, tries to look up to her, ask her for help and everything. So it always feels weird to try to see her in a relationship with them, because like I said, I feel like there's like I always feel like there's like a power dynamic there.
A power dynamic.
Yeah, I feel like there's a weird power dynamic. Like, I don't know. Like, it feels like Monica just with any of them, I feel like it never really works. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't see it. So, yeah. It's just, I don't see Monica with any of them. So, yeah, sorry, Sayonica fans. I know it's really big for them, but it's like, I see Monica and Sayori as, like, little sister, big sister. You know? Sayori's the little, like, quirky little sister, and Monica always has to make sure to keep her out of trouble. Or, like, teaching her about things. But then, you know, Sayori obviously still teaches Monica about things, because, you know, surprisingly, she's like, oh. You know, it's like, Sayori being, you know, outgoing all the time and not following rules sometimes actually ends up helping sometimes, because Monica might be too cautious at times, and then it's like, oh. And she teaches her something. So, yeah. Same goes for Natsuki. That's definitely, like I said, little sister, big sister. Natsuki's the little sister that gets in trouble all the time. Yuri and Protag. Alright, I will give this at least a neutral. Because I didn't want to put in an I don't see it. I will give it at least a neutral because I do think it makes more sense than Sayori and Protag. My main thing with Yuri and the Protag is it doesn't feel like they have anything in common.
Yeah.
Like, it really doesn't feel like they have anything in common with each other. And it feels like I don't really... It feels like... I don't know. It feels like he's out of... It's funny, he says Monica's out of his league, but it feels like Yuri's out of his league. Like, it feels like Yuri has no reason to be interested in him. Like, looking at the base game dialogue, he struggles hard to even find anything remotely, like, fucking related to their interests. Like, he's like, I read a book once. Like, Yuri, you're supposed to tell me Yuri finds that guy attractive?
I read a book once.
Yeah, the guy who read one book. Like, the guy who read one book. Oh, he's a keeper, Yuri. You need to stick with him.
He's a keeper. He read a book.
And he read one book. Like, I don't know. And I know his whole point is that I think the point of their relationship is supposed to be that he helps her out of her shell, and that's the whole thing. But to be fair, MC isn't even that most of outgoing guy himself.
It feels like the point of their relationship, when they're in a relationship, it feels like the point of their relationship is that it doesn't work.
It's the main fucking thing that they shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a bunch of embarrassing moments.
Yeah, and it's like awkward all the time.
And yeah, there's embarrassing moments with the Natsuki one, like where you almost look up her skirt, but then you also make her feel better and you help her pick up her manga. With the Yuri one, you give her chocolate by accident and then she gets super flustered and freaks out. What's the cute moment in that? Like, there's not like a nice romantic moment after that one as far as I can remember. I might be remembering wrong because I don't play Yuri route too much. But if I'm pretty sure you just give her chocolate, then she freaks out, and then she comes back, and she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not as, like, the Natsuki one, you know, you help her try to get up her manga, you look up her skirt, and she's like, well, you're looking at my skirt! And then she falls, but then she tears one of her manga, and then you help her put it back. You help her like put all the rest of her things back, and then she thanks you. And I'm like, that's romantic and cute. But it's like the Yuri one feels like there's not really any moments like that. I mean, I guess there's the weekend scene where she drinks your blood, but
yeah, I guess.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. Yuri and Protag I could never really see. Like, it never fully worked for me. Sayori and Natsuki. See, this one I never hear anybody talk about. I don't think I ever see Sayori and Natsuki. Like, there's some on here I don't never really see either, like Monica and Natsuki and stuff like that. But, like, Sayori and Natsuki's the one I don't think I ever see anybody do. Probably because, I don't think I really see it either. But that... probably because I don't see it. Because, I'm like, Sayori and Natsuki, yeah, no. Because it's... Natsuki feels like, even though in the side stories, Natsuki is pretty chill, like, she's not as, angry all the time as she is in regular DDLC, but she is still a little impatient when it comes to certain things, and I feel like she would be constantly getting impatient with Sayori. Like, I feel like they could not be in a relationship with each other. She could not deal with her. And there it is, the old Natsuri. Alright. I'm gonna be honest. I'll put Natsuri and I can see it.
Yay!
Now, this is just off the side stories. I can see Natsuki and Yuri being together. Mainly just due to the fact that in the side stories, they do learn to accept each other's differences, and they don't have too many differences. In the base game, they're constantly butting heads, and even with that, they seem like they're just more acquaintances. In the side stories, you definitely see them actually, bond over the things they have in common, like liking, like breeding to themselves, obviously, and stuff like that. Like, they actually do bond over stuff, and I think they actually do make a decent couple in that as well. If you were to make them a couple. I will still stand by that. I think in all of the side stories, I don't ship any of them in the side stories, to be fair. I want to make that clear. I don't ship any of them in the side stories, because I feel like shipping them in the side stories ruins the message that the side stories give, which is supposed to be, friendship. Like, it feels like it's cheap to be like, oh, they just care about each other because they love each other, It's like, that just makes this entire thing feel cheap and fucking, like, oh, I guess you can't have healthy friendships, Like, yeah, you gotta be in love. Can't just have a close friendship with somebody, so I don't ship any of them in the side stories. This is obviously a if I had to type deal, then sure. So yeah, I can see Natsuki and Yuri, though. MC and Natsuki, or Protag and Natsuki. Would I put this in love? I might just put it in I can see it, I guess. I don't know if I would love any of these ships. I can see Natsuki and Protag. I can see it probably the most out of all the girls. I can see Natsuki and your player, because you both like manga, She's the tsundere. Like I said, she has the scene where you like help her with her manga and everything. You help her fucking help out her manga. Like, Natsuki feels like she makes sense in terms of you actually going with her. So it's like, that ship I can actually see a lot. It makes a lot of sense. Sayori and Yuri. I don't think I can see it. I know Sayori tries her best to be. Wait, we said oh.
I said no.
Oh. I'm like, I know in the side stories, Sayori tries her best to be like, Yuri tries her best to be patient with Sayori, and Sayori tries to be patient with Yuri, but I feel like it only works as friends. It works that she's patient enough to be a good friend to her. I don't think she's patient enough to deal with a relationship.
Yeah, no.
Yuri is not going to be able to handle someone like Sayori. And again, I feel like with Yuri and Sayori, it's still I feel like I still get that power dynamic thing I talked about earlier with Monica and Sayori. Like, I feel like that's still there with Yuri and Sayori. With Yuri having to teach her a lot of things,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, I still feel like that's there. Alright. Monica and Protag.
Yeah.
I'll put it and I can see it. Let me explain. I'm just gonna get rid of OTP. I don't really have an OTP or a love, so I'll just put I can see it. I don't really love any of these.
Do you have to explain yourself?
Yeah, I feel, right?
I mean, I guess.
I'll put Monica. I'll put Monica protag and love. Fuck it. I feel like it. Okay, so let me explain. Then everyone's gonna be like, wait, but what about player? Huh? Who? What? I'm confused.
Who's
okay.
player?
All right. So in DDLC, the MC is not a person. I am sorry to everybody. But yes, the main character is not a person. He is quite literally a husk. He does not he does not exist.
He does not exist.
He is quite literally a husk. So, because of this, that means really Monica would most likely look past him to be with us. And it's pretty easy to do that because he's just a husk. And I think Monica would be totally fine with looking past him to be with us. You know, like, I think she'd be totally fine with, quote-unquote, dating the MC if it means that she gets to talk to us. Then that's going with aware Monica. If we're going side stories Monica and we try to pretend that the protag exists and we put him in the side stories, I think him and Monica could work pretty well, you know? Like, the... late, you know, like, because he even says in the base game that he thinks Monica's beautiful, athletic, smart, like, so clearly he's got something with her, man. He's got some, he at least thinks highly of her. But he says that she's out of his league. So now, if we make it that Monica actually would be into him, which most likely she would be, so if we make it that Monica would be into him, it's like, it could actually, I could see it working, you know? It's the old popular girl ends up with goofy guy who joins club. Ends up with the goofy dude. But basically what I'm trying to say is MC has a chance because he's funny.
Yeah.
That's what you do. The funny guy always has a chance.
I mean, look at me and Zero.
Exactly, see? If you can make them laugh, you're in. That's what he's got. But yeah, even if we take Monica's awareness aside, I still think Monica and MC, I feel like it works really well. Also, they would have like that little like teasing dynamic too, or like, you know, Monica would like tease him and everything. I think it's really cute, all right? I really like it. I think theirs would work like one of the best ones, like if she's not aware. And if she is aware, like I said, I feel like it still works because, you know, she loves the player, so she can use the MC. The MC is our husk, so she'd be fine with being with the husk to talk to us. It's not like he's a person. So yeah, it's like, I think personally I could see it. This list is gonna get me killed, but hopefully people would hear my explanations and hopefully see it. Judging from this list, there is a lot of I don't see it, and like 2 I can see it. And 1 love. I love the idea of Monica and protag. Sue me. I also just love the Monica and player. I think it also comes to the fact I love the Monica and player thing, because I think that's actually kind of that's a nice thing in DDL. I don't know, it's the whole thing that makes DDLC go around, you know, the whole Act 3 Monica after story, you know, that's the whole thing that makes DDLC. So obviously, you know, you gotta love that one. So yeah, fucking, this is my DDLC ships tier list. Give me your opinion in the comments.
They hate you.
I might post this on Twitter. The only problem with Twitter is I won't have an explanation video, so people are going to murder me. So, you know, I don't know if I'll post it on Twitter. We'll see. We'll see.
You can post it after the video is uploaded and be like, please look at the video.
Yeah, well, yeah, fucking, yeah. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Zero. Peace.
Bye.